Hi there, it's Kathy at One Sweet Shop. Tonight I'm putting together journals. So I've been Mod Podging them. I'm covered in goop, but I'm going to show you how I put all these together. These are some other journals that I'm going to be making. These ones will be, in the end, some junk journals. And I'll be using assortments of papers in them. Possibly not as printables as I have been using lately. I've been doing a lot of printable journals, which I just love prints, different types of prints. But these ones here, I thought I will make these ones strictly junk journals. And I'm going to embellish them slightly, but maybe not as much, so that it leaves space for people to embellish in their own way. And then they're going to end up being out in my shop for sale, probably closer to Christmas. Look at this pretty little teacup fabric. And I just happened to find this in my scrap box. And so I've been going through my scrap box tonight, and I thought, oh, I'm going to start coating some of, I've had all these blanks made and cut out. I think I have 25 of them or so. And I thought, oh, I'm going to start gluing, but I'm getting pretty low on Mod Podge here, it looks like. So, but that bottle has lasted me, a long time. I generally don't use a lot of it in journal making, because a lot of times I make recycle books. So I make journals from old books, and I tear the books down and I keep the spines, or sometimes I use, I wonder if I could show you one, spines with the rings. I've done ring spines or cinch spines. I have a cinch machine and I have a fellows machine. So I can do the plastic spines or I can do the ring spines. And I love the ring spines because I love to tie all the different types of little fabrics and stuff. But there was a box here looking at me in my craft room that said, pretty colorful cottons. And I went, I think I want to play in there tonight. So, and since I'm always doing my crafty things in the evening, it seems, that is what I decided to do with my evening. I'm going to flip these over, and I'm just going to give it a little pressing down. Look at how colorful that is. That's crazy. This makes me think of maybe this should be an Alice in Wonderland journal. I think I actually do have some Alice in Wonderland prints, but I don't have any tags or anything made for her, but doesn't mean we can't do that. It's pretty easy. So last week I was working on the muslin journals, the tied journals. Oh, I want to show you one. I want to show you what I did with one of those journals. Hang on. I was trying to figure out what to do with the muslin. Remember I had showed you this in a different video? Well, I finally decided what I was going to do with the spines. And this one, I decided to put these heavier metal beads on it and then tie them. I absolutely love the way it turned out. And then some of these beads, these have little gemstones. This has a little butterfly hanging. I do believe there's another one too. I can't remember what it is that's hanging from it. Oh, right here. This one is it's a little heart. Some of these have little gemstones in them and stuff though, and they're so beautiful. And I thought, you know what better place to use them than in this beautiful journal? I just had to share that. So I'm just working on those muslin tied journals, and they're just starting to take shape and come to life, and I just absolutely love it. Now on these journals here, where I'm covering them all with fabrics, I generally, look at all the goodies I'm going to have for my snippet box. I'm going to have all these little corners. I've been cutting off everything, and I'll be sewing those up into snippets. So I trimmed the corners on that angle so that I can glue everything down. And I don't know how many I've done tonight. I've done quite a few tonight already. And so I thought, well, you know, I'm just going to finish up a few more, and maybe I'll cut the fabric for a few more to work on tomorrow. It'll be the weekend pretty soon. And I need about, I do believe I have 30 packs of journal papers made up now. I've been collecting stuff all along, and just putting them into packages and saying, okay, well, this one's going to be a joke journal, and this one's going to be a, you know, a fancy journal, and this one's going to be a shabby journal, and I just kind of package it all up into big envelopes, and then when I get a chance, this is how I get my sticky fingers here. When I get a chance, then I just pull them all out, and it's ready to go for me. So I have all these packages already made. They're actually downstairs still. I put them on my ironing board to get them ready, because these journals here are not going to be tied journals. These ones will be actually ones that I'm going to sew. And there's going to be the little corners, the little beautiful metal corner pieces. And then these ones also are going to have a spine, little spine emblem that I can hang a dangle on. So they're going to be a little different that way. I want to add a lot of lace to this, so I'm really hunting for all those Rubbermaid totes of different things I've had stashed. Now, I need to see which way is up, I wonder. Maybe it doesn't really matter with this one. I think that way is up. I don't know, for some reason that way is looking at me. And see how I left a little bit of a space so that when I bend this up, it'll be fine. So there's the Mod Podge there. I'll smooth that out with my hands because, well, you know, I don't mind having plasticky fingers for a little while. And I'm going to put this right on the center of the spine. I'm going to flip that over because it looks like it should go this way. And it looks like I need to cut it down a little bit. And I don't mind if it's really wide. I'm going to be putting a lot of paper. I'll be coating both of these sides in paper here. So a lot of this, the only part of this it's going to show is going to be that centerpiece when I'm all said and done with it. So I'm going to cut this one down a little bit. I really left a really wide edge here and Mod Podge that down, but that's okay. I don't mind that. It didn't bother me to use the fabric. I've had it sitting in my boxes for a while, so it was time to use it up. And hopefully on the inside I'll be able to make some little tags and maybe make the ties with this fabric, or maybe make the tabs on the pages with some of this fabric too, to kind of help things match up a little bit and stuff. So I'm not sure what these journals are going to become yet. I really did not make a plan of them. All I did was I'm going to prepare them. I wanted to get them prepared, so I put all this all these binder board, I call it binder board because it came from binders, into my cutter, and I cut everything up when I got off work today. And I just wanted to get everything prepared. So look at that. Turned out perfect. Looks great. I love the colors. Holy cow. That's so beautiful. So that one's going that way. Now I have one more here. This one was Christmas fabric. And I do want to make some Christmas journals this year. So I think I'm going to do this one. I think I'll flip it that way. I have a little bit of creases here, and you know, usually I'm a little picky and I take it all downstairs and iron everything up on my ironing board, but I decided tonight that I wasn't going to do that. I'm going to see if I can just press it in and press it flat. So otherwise I'll get lost in ironing, and then all of a sudden I'm hauling out the hankies and I'm ironing them, and then I'm ironing the lace, and next thing you know it's 12 a.m. in the morning. And it's like, oh, time to go to bed for work. So I have to really watch. I get carried away, and one thing always leads to another, it seems. So, and I wanted to just strictly focus on getting these boards done so that they're all ready to go. And I'm going to lay that down right there and press it in. And then I like to give it a little flip up. And I didn't bring my roller out. I can see it over there, but I'm just going to leave it there because I'm doing a pretty good job of squishing everything in with my hand here. I don't seem to mind. So it's a little sticky, and I'll be peeling my fingerprints later, but that's okay. It leaves my fingers nice and soft. Who knew Mod Podge could do that, right? So So I give this all a fairly healthy coating. I don't coat it enough to soak right through. I don't want my Mod Podge, like I've had it stick to my hands and everything else, where I've kind of let it seep through a little bit, but I'm going to try to hold it down as best possible. I'm actually leaving, I think, more than 2 millimeters. I think that might even be 3, but that's okay. You know, in the end, it's all going to be fine. This stuff is very heavy, this board, so I must have got this. This is probably a good quality binder. But, you know, it had tears in it and holes in it, and it was time for it to go. So I thought, well, you know, if I can get a few books out of it, that's wonderful, you know. I'll make a journal out of it. Or I found some really cute fabric I'm going to show you after. I don't even know where I got it from. I may have got it from like a yard sale, probably in the summertime. I don't get too many of them, but I try to go to a couple, especially if I know there's going to be sewing supplies or crafting supplies. I try to go to some. And I think that's where I may have got it, but I packed it away and I totally forgot that I even had it. So I went into my little box that said beautiful cottons, and I went, oh boy, I'm going to use that. Look at the gold in there and the burgundy. So beautiful. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. Maybe I'll make a candy cane journal. I don't know. That could be maybe the legend of the candy cane. I really think that's cool. I have a poem somewhere in one of my Christmas journals that have the legend of the candy cane. I just need to trim this edge a little bit. It's going to give me a few pieces of snippets here. I probably am off camera, but I'm going to give it a little trim. And we'll have this one done. And then I'm going to show you all the other ones that I did once this one's finished. I'll trim the corners. So I have all these little pieces here I'll be adding to my snippet rolls. And that's okay. I don't mind doing that. All of these are going to have corners. I'm thinking that after all these journals, I may have to order more corners from Amazon. But maybe I'll ask my kids for some for Christmas. They'll give me some corners. And I'll have some. Again, I never seem to order enough. I seem to use everything up really quickly. But it's because I mass produce. Like, I make lots of them. And because if I'm going to be taking the time to get my hands sticky and stuff, I might as well make enough to make it worthwhile, right? And then I have them sitting, waiting until I want to do something with them. And I don't mind that. You know, I don't mind them just waiting for me. It's kind of like I have a big cabinet with 2 great big glass doors. And it's supposed to be a china cabinet, but it's my ephemera cabinet. So I'm sure we who craft come up with all sorts of ideas of how we're going to store our little stashes. And it's full of, I bet you I have, I think the last count was I had about 103 envelopes. And these aren't little envelopes. These are huge office size envelopes. Whoops, there goes the scissors. Office size envelopes of ephemera. That's for the journals. And it's stuff that I've been working on for probably years, you know, and I trim it down and stuff, and I tuck it away, and I trim some more down and tuck it away, and eventually now it's coming to the point where I'm using it all up, and I'm finding all those pretty pattern dressed ladies and all sorts of things, Christmas stuff and Valentine's and Easter and St. Patty's Day and stuff like that. And I thought, well, this was the year I had planned. This year was going to be my journal year. So I'm going to town. I tried to get a whole bunch made last year. And there was a lot of things happening last year in life. So I just didn't get as much done as I wanted to. I was kind of disappointed. But what can you do, right? You can't do much about it. Life is going to happen regardless of what you feel about things, right? So I'm going to... Oh, I lost my scissors. That's right. Okay. Let's find them. There we go. Now, I'm going to trim off this little bit of fraying right here. Oh, my scissors want to act up now. Maybe I clunk them somehow. I don't know. It's a possibility. So I just don't want to have too many little lumps in there underneath my Mod Podge. So there we go. Now, let's see. Yeah, I think I could trim that just a little bit, hey? I think I could. Yeah. I'm just tossing them all off to the side because, you know, eventually I just pick it all up. I dust everything off, take all the scraps of threads and things like that off of them, and decide if do I want to use it again? Is it going to go into a snippet roll, or am I going to do a journal that has all sorts of pieces of fabric on it, or what do I want to do? I think I want to make a patchwork journal, and oh, I have a little tiny bit of fabric of something that I thought would work for that. Look at how pretty this is. This is so pretty. I really like this. So I'm going to really flatten that out. I'm going to push this in and crease it. Whoops, let's move the Mod Podge. That Mod Podge is just about, whoops, get back here, is just about done. There we go. That one has to dry. Whoops, let's peel the Mod Podge from my hand. Where is that pretty little... I have a patchwork one here I wanted to show you. That's going to be one of the journals. It sure looks nice. Oh, here it is right here. I dropped it. Look at this. This is going to be so cute. I'm going to put this on a journal. I just absolutely love it. I know it's a cushion, but it's the right size. I'm going to do it. So that's into my box over there. Now I made this one. And I made this one, and I'll show you a couple others. These are going to dry. Now this one here, it almost looks like snow flurries. I really liked it. It looks so pretty. So, and then when I get these little, where are they here? Do I have one? Oh, I don't have one. My little clips. I will find them. Here they are. Once I get all these little clips, that one there is almost dry. This is my little What Naughty box, I call it. And I've got some brassy looking ones, and I've got some gold. And I do have silver too. Not sure if I like that one or whether I'm going to like, I think I like the silver one on there. And then I have these. So, because I'm going to put some dangles on these, all of these junk journals are going to have these type of clips on them. And I have the ones to match all the corners. Whichever corner I decide to use, I have the clips to match them. So, that's going to be lots of fun. I found